Students, this is chapter number 9. The chapter is Iterative Construction Java. So, now we are going to see what is this iterative constructs. Iterative construct allow a group of statements to get executed repeatedly till the test expression is evaluated to be true. So, iteration means doing the same process again and again. Okay. So this iterative construct allows a group of statements to get executed repeatedly till the test condition evaluated to be true. It is like a loop where the beginning and the end point are the same. That is why repetitive structure is also called as a loop. So what is called as a loop? A loop is a sequence of instructions that is continually repeated until certain condition is reached. So to execute a group of statements repeatedly, you will require a loop, and the process of repeatedly executing a block of statement is known as looping. The statements in the block may be executed any number of times from 0 to infinite number. If a loop continues forever, it is called as an infinite loop. So if a loop is repeated till the condition is true, means that is iterative loop. So if a condition is not going to finish, that is from 0 to infinite number, so it is called as an infinite loop. So Java provides three kinds of loops, that is for loop, while loop and do while loop. So elements of a control loop. Now we are going to see what are the elements of a control loop. So every loop elements that control in execution, the elements can be grouped under the following in general. First one is initialization expressions, second one is test expression. So first of all, we are going to see initialization expressions. Before entering a loop, the variable that controls the execution of it is called initialization. The initialization of a variable may inside a loop or outside the loop. So initialization means if we are using a loop, first you have to initialize the initial value, that is the starting value, whether it is 0 or 1 or whatever it may be. So we have to initialize the value inside the loop or outside the loop. Okay. So whatever it may be, it is executed only once before the iteration starts. The next one is test expression. The test expression, also called as test condition, is a condition which decides whether the loop body will be executed or not till the test expression evaluates to true. The loop body gets executed, otherwise the loop is terminated. So the loop will execute. The loop first is check the condition and it decides whether the statement to be executed or not inside the loop. Okay, so if it is true, then it will execute till the expression condition becomes true. If the condition becomes false, it will terminate the loop. Okay, so the loop gets executed, otherwise the loop is terminated. The next one is elements that control. Okay, it is repeating. The next one is the test expression may be checked at the beginning of the iteration or at the end of the iteration, depending upon the way the text expression is evaluated in a loop. It can be classified under the following conditions. First one is entry controlled loop and second one is exit control loop. So in an entry control loop, the test condition is evaluated before entering into a loop, where in an exit control loop, the test expression is evaluated before exiting from the loop. Now we are going to see what is an entry control loop and what is called as an exit control loop. Okay, in an entry control loop, first the test condition is evaluated. Okay, so in entry control loop, first we have to test the expression first, and if it is true, the body of the loop is executed. If the text expression is false, the loop is terminated. Okay, this is in the entry control loop. So in the case of exit control loop, the body of the loop is executed first and then the test condition is evaluated. So if it evaluates to be false, the loop is terminated, otherwise repeated. Thus, In an exit control loop, the body gets executed at least once, even if the test condition is evaluated to be false, unlike entry control loop where the loop body is not allowed to execute even if the test expression is evaluated to be false. Okay, next, write the difference between entry control loop and exit control loop. So first one is a entry controlled loop. The test expression or condition is checked before entering the loop. In exit control loop, the test expression or condition is checked after entering the loop. In entry control loop, if the text expression evaluates to false, the loop does not get evaluated. In exit control loop, even if the test expression evaluates to false, the loop gets executed at least once. In Java, the for loop and while loop are called as entry control loops, and do while loop is an exit control loop. First of all, we are going to see what is for loop. The for loop is an entry control loop that provides the most concise loop structure, which is easy to understand among the other two loop structures. The syntax of the for loop statement is for initial expression, test expression, and update expression. If the test condition is true, it will execute the body of the loop. Okay, if the body of the loop has only one statement to be executed, giving braces is optional. Okay, so now we are going to see one program by using for loop. So write a program to print the first 10 natural numbers. First 10 natural means here the loop, for this loop we are taking the variable I. So the natural number starting from 1. So the initial value is 1. 1 less than or equal to 10, the condition is true, so it will print the value of 1. Then one increment operator is here, so I will increment the value by 1, so I will become 2. 2 less than or equal to 10, as the condition is true, it will print 2. Like this, the loop will repeat till the value of I become 10. So after printing the value of 10, it will increment the value by 1, I will become 11. So here it will check 11 less than or equal to 10, the condition is false, so it will exit from the loop. Okay, program number 2, explain program to find the sum of first 5 natural numbers. So natural number means the starting value is 1, the loop will execute 5 times. Okay, every time it will increment the value of sum. So first initialize the value of sum as 0. So s is equal to 0 plus first value is 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. Then the c will become 2. So second time c value 2 less than or equal to 5. Yes, the condition is true, so s is equal to 1 plus 2, that is 3. Like this it will calculate till 5. Okay, so when the value of c will become 6, it will terminate from the loop and print the value of sum here. We are going to see the next program, not the next program, multiple initialization or upgrade expression. The for loop allows more than one initialization of variables as well as more than one variable updation. The following program will illustrate this. So program to illustrate multiple initialization and multiple updation. So here you can see we are using this loop I and j together. Okay, so this is called multiple initialization because here we are finding I value is 1, initial value of I is 1 and j value is 10. And multiple updation is also here, j minus minus and j plus plus. Okay, here we are printing both the value of I and j. So this is called multiple initialization or update expressions. Now program to print the first 10 even numbers by using the while loop. Okay, so even number first starting number is b equal to 2. So b less than or equal to 20, the condition they are checking, and if the condition is true means it will print the value of b here. So b will increment by 2. So the value of b will become 4. 4 less than or equal to 20, yes. So it will print here. Then it will increase the value by 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. Then 6 less than or equal to 20. Like this it will execute the loop till the value of b become 20. If the value of b is greater than 20, it will terminate the loop. The while loop is generally used when the number of iteration is not fixed. Next is yeah, by using the while loop, um, program to extract digits from an integer, say 4179. Okay, so we are going to extract the integers one by one. So int d n equal to this, while n not equal to 0. If the value of n is not equal to 0, we have to find the remainder here, that is d equal to n modulus of 10. Okay, and so every time we have to, so first so every time we have to find out the remainder and print n equal to n upon 10, truncate the last digit of the number. Okay, to truncate the last digit of the number, we are dividing the value by 10. Next, variance in for loop. So what are the different ways to ways of using this for loop? Okay, while loop. Okay, variance in while loop. First one is infinite while loop. It is also possible to create infinite loops using while, like the for loop. Here, two test expression is to be evaluated true always. For example, int I equal to 1 while I less than 10. System dot out dot println of it is an infinite. As you can see that the value of I is never updated in the body of the loop and therefore forever remains less than 10, and hence the loop can be executed infinitely. Okay, so here there is no increment statement, no decrement statement, no kuch bhi nahi hai. So every time it will take the value of I as 1 and I 1 less than or equal to 10. So the loop will not end, it will continue over. So it is called as an infinite while loop. Then next we are going to see the do while loop. Do while loop, in the do while loop it will execute the statement once, then check the condition. Unlike the for and the while loops, the do while loop is an exit control loop that evaluates its text condition at the bottom of the loop after executing its loop body statements. This means that the do while loop always executes at least once even if the test condition is evaluated as false. In the other two loops, for and while, the condition is evaluated at the beginning of the loop, that is, before executing the loop body if the test condition evaluates to false. For the first time itself, the loop is never executed, but in some situations it may be necessary that the loop body is executed at least once, no matter what the initial state of the condition is. In such conditions, the do while loop is obvious choice. The syntax of the do while loop is like this: do statements while condition. So in for loop and while loop, first we'll give the initial value and we are going to check the initial value with the conditions. If the condition is true, then we are going for the execution part of the loop. Okay, here whatever it may be, first it will execute the condition 1, whether the condition is true or the false, no problem, it will execute the statement once. After that it will check the condition. So if the condition is true, again it will repeat the same process again. So if the condition is false, it will terminate the loop. So that way, that for that reason, this do while loop is called as an exit control loop, and for and while loop is called as an entry control loop, because during the entry time it will check the conditions, then execute the statements. But in the while loop, do while loop, it will do the execution first, and after that it will check the condition. So it is called as an exit control loop. So the program by using do while loop to print the multiples of 3 till 30. So first the initial value is 3. Do system dot out dot println of b. So here we are going to print the value of b here. then we increment the value of b as 3, that is 3 plus 3 is 6. Okay, so then it is checking the condition. Okay, it will do, it does the process first and it incremented the value, then here the second time only it is testing the condition while b less than or equal to 30. If the condition is true, then again it will do the same process. If the condition is false, then it will exit from the loop, terminate from the loop. Then infinite do loop. Infinite do loop means, see, initial value of I is equal to 1, do, it will print infinite. Then again 1 is less than or equal to 10, the condition is true, and again it will do the same process again and again, because here the no increment value or decrement value is here. So it is called as an infinite do loop. Next is comparison of loops. Okay, though in Java loops can be used in almost all situations, yet there are some situations where one loop fits better than the other. The for loop is appropriate when you know in advance how many times the loop will be executed. That is, the first and the last time is already known. The other two loops, while and do while loops, are more suitable in situations when it is not known in advance. When the loop will terminate, the while should be preferred when you may not want to execute the loop body even once, in case the test condition is false. And the do while loop should be preferred when you are sure you want to execute the loop body at least once. The next is the break statements. So the break statement is a jump statement that causes an immediate exit from the do while, for and switch. Okay, or while statement in which it appears. The program continues executing with the next program statement following the do while, for, switch or while statement block. If the break statement occurs in the nested statement, the exit is only from the innermost do while, for, switch or while statement, which includes the break statement. The program continues executing with the next program statement following the do while, for, switch or while statement. Using break statement, it is possible to come out of the loop at any point of time without even satisfying its condition. That is, the exit from the loop is preemptive. So what is the use of the break statement? So whether it is a while loop or a for loop or a switch case statement, if you are using the break statement, it will give you a temporary termination from the loop, whether the test condition is true or false, or whether you are going to want to exit from the loop or not. Okay, so that is, the break statement is only for the temporary exit. So now we are going to see one program illustrate the use of break statement in for loop. Here we are using the loop for loop. The initial value is 1. The loop will repeat the same process 10 times. Okay. So system.out.println of x, here it print the value of x as 1. So if x equal to 5. So 1 equal to 5, no, the condition is false, so it will not go to the break statement. So it will execute when it will increment the value of x by 1. So x का value 2 हो जाएगा. 2 less than 10, it will print the value of 2. Here it changed the condition 2 equal to 5. The condition is false. So when the value of x become 5, it will check here 5 equal to 5. The condition is true, so will take a break. It will not increment the value of x by 6. Okay, so the break is here. So if you terminate the break, again it will increase the value of x by 1, so the x will become 6. Okay, so this is the use of the break statement. Then the illustrate the use of break statement in do while loop. Okay, this repeating. Then continue statement means it will continue. So if x equal to 5, um, 1 equal to y, continue means you can go and print the value of x. If the value of x becomes 5 in the fifth iteration, it will become 5, then also it will say continue. You can continue, print the value of 5, then x, again increment the value, that is x will become 6. So 6 equal to 5, the condition is false, then also it will say continue. Go and print the value of 6. So it will execute, it will do the repetition process 10 times whether it is true or false. No, it will repeat the process 10 times. Here the value of x becomes 5, then also it will continue the same process again. Okay, this is the use of continuous statement. The continue is a jump statement that is used with the loop. The instructions do, while, for, and while. It transfer control to the phase of the program where the next iteration of the loop in which it appears begins. This is useful to force an early iteration of a loop. That is, you might want to continue running the loop but stop processing the remainder of the code on its body for its particular iteration. Okay, so students, the chapter is over here. The next part we are going to see the question answers of this chapter.